Hey there, Collector B here. So today I am at Target. I'll show you guys. Target there. And I thought today's video I'd do something short and sweet and see what manga they have at Target. So let's go on in. Okay, so here is the manga and graphic novel section in my local Target. So I'm going to slow down this next bit so we can get in all the manga goodness in a little bit slow motion. Okay, so we have One Punch Man. Looks like they just have the first volume and then the latest volume. And then we have Spy Family, an awesome series. They have definitely more selection in this one. We see volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then one copy of 9 on there. And then next to that we have My Hero Academia. Looks like they have different like spin-offs there. And then moving on over, we have some Heartstopper on the side there, just some young adult regular novel. But back to manga, we have One Piece, just that last 2 of the latest, or there might be another volume or 2 after this one, but they had 102 there for now. And then we have Demon Slayer. Yep, that's there. Some side stories of Water and Flame. And then the regular manga volumes of 1. Looks like 1 volume of 2, and then 3 and 4. And there's that. And then we have a 23 volume at the end there. Then moving on to Chainsaw Man. This one they have a lot of each volume. So, except for 2 and 3 apparently, but there's volume 1 and 4, 7, 9. And then moving on again to Kaiju number 8. A very good series. I have volumes 1 through 4 right now, I believe. But they have volume 5 if I wanted to pick that up. And volume 6. But yeah, it looks like they were sparse on that shelf there until those volumes. And then we've got Jujutsu Kaisen, volume 0. And 2, and then this here is some side stories, I guess. That one's Summer of Ash, Autumn, and it's Summer of Ashes, Autumn of Dust. And then Jujutsu Kaisen volume 18 and 19. And then a series that I'm loving. We have Toilet-Bound Hanako-kun. Beautiful, gorgeous colors on these volumes here, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 it look like. And then moving on to the next shelf, we've got Attack on Titan, a lot of volume 1, and then some box sets, which is cool to see. Definitely if you want to collect it that way, get the little slip cases on there, so that's cool. Then we're moving on to Komi Can't Communicate. And this series has a lot of volumes too. So it looks like this selection's a little more sparse. So we've got volume 1. And then it jumps to like 22 and 23. We have very pretty volume covers on these. And then moving on down to the next shelf, we've got Villains Are Destined to Die. That one's an interesting one. I haven't seen that one around, so I wonder if it's good. Anyway, if anyone's seen that one, or if anyone's read that one, let me know. Solo Leveling on here. That one, volume 1. Haven't read that one. Let's see. Next up is Blue Lock. And there's volumes 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that they have. Next up, we've got Death Note. Some side stories there in that volume edition. The cover is really cool on that one. Really nice art. And then we've got Deadpool, a random selection, I guess, but I guess popular in its own right. So why not make a manga volume out of it? But yeah, Samurai, volume 1. And then there's a copy of 2. And then we're moving on to Sailor Moon. Love Sailor Moon. These are the newest kind of editions that they have, paperback-wise. I have the Eternal editions, the bigger paper. I don't know if they're collector edition or limited edition, but they're just bigger volumes, so that's a different option for you. And then lastly, we've got Lore Olympus. It's not a manga technically, more like a graphic novel, but I do have volumes 1 and 2 myself, so it's a good one to recommend if you're into Greek mythology and romance. But yeah, there's volume 3. I don't have that one yet, so I need to get on that and get that one. But yeah, very pretty covers on these too. The art's awesome. Alright, so yeah, so that is everything in terms of this Target that they carry in store. A decent selection, definitely. But yeah, so before, I remember my Target used to carry in this section, it's now a book talk section, but it used to carry more manga before. So for whatever reason, they decided not to carry as many volumes and go with that route. But when we go on to this end, I did notice something really interesting in the nonfiction bestsellers. I did spot Attack on Titan, coloring book. So yeah, if you're into coloring books and you want to get something Attack on Titan, that's a great option there. And then speaking of coloring books, we have 2 more options: a Demon Slayer coloring book and an Uzumaki coloring book. So big franchises, whichever your favorite and you want to, you know, de-stress or relax, these are definitely good ways to go about it. But yeah, I mean, Uzumaki is definitely an interesting choice, but you know, I'm here for it. That's a cool thing. But yeah, definitely more intricate art and that you can go about with colors for sure. And then the last thing here is the Shonen Jump Guide to Making Manga. This one's just more of a descriptive edition, I guess you could say. Just like it says, making of manga. Just a deep dive and interviews with popular mangaka are in there, so if you definitely get to learn a bit of their style and their process. That's nice. Definitely different. And here just says chapter 1 key points from the book. Alright, and then here's just me perusing some more manga. I decided to put this in there because I know I was moving around books while I was talking about them earlier. So here's just me putting manga back where they belong, or trying to clean up a little bit and leave it nicer than I found it. You know, it's always a good thing not to leave everything all askew or out of place. But yeah, so it's just me cleaning up afterwards. And lastly, I was looking at the Toilet-Bound Hanako-kun. I'm going to talk about this at the very end of the video. But I just want to show that this is the one I chose to get this go around. So I'm putting it in the cart. Hey there. Okay, so we are back. All right, so thoughts. I hope that my footage wasn't too shaky or anything, or too fast. It is a little awkward filming in public, but I did wait for a moment where there was not anyone around, so I could do my thing as quickly as possible and not get in anyone's way or make myself uncomfortable either. But anyway, so yeah, so thoughts, from what I remember, at least last year, I do remember it being like double the selection. They did seem to kind of minimize the selection of manga that they had. I do remember, like, before, whatever you saw that I showed you in the clip before, I do remember like a whole nother shelf, like double whatever you saw, and now it's replaced, the right side is replaced by the youth or young adult regular novels. So yeah, that's a little weird to see. I guess maybe they had grown too big in that section, more than was worth it for them, I guess. But anyway, the good thing is that they do carry manga, which is awesome. Yeah, so it's definitely getting more popular, which is nice, that you can walk in to your local retailer and pick up a manga along with your regular shopping, whatever it might be. So yeah, so it's really cool that, you know, Target, you can just walk in, and same with Walmart and other retailers. But yeah, so it's definitely awesome to see. Love that they're catering to the fans of manga, which is nice. And then the next thing I noticed is that they did carry a lot of shonen, a lot of big name manga. There wasn't much of, like, you know, the smaller names, the underdogs. There was, you know, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, what was another one? Komi Can't Communicate, Toilet-Bound Hanako-kun. So the bigger names that are more well known, which I guess is also the ones that'll definitely sell for them. But yeah, at least the good thing is that there was a lot in stock of what they did have. So there was multiple volumes. There was you know, multiple volumes of the same copy, and then multiple volumes of the series in general. So yeah, so that was a nice thing to see. At least with what they did carry in store was what, you know, they had a large volume, a good selection of those. Another thing that I noticed was that they had coloring books, which is cool. Some of them they called adult coloring books. But yeah, so if you want to relax with your favorite manga, whether it be Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, the big names, of course, yeah, you can do that, which is nice. They even had Uzumaki, which is really cool to see. So another, you know, one that's not so well known they had, which is cool. And then the other thing, yeah, those were the big things. So yeah, so it's a little disappointing that they had less manga than I had initially seen. They did remodel recently in the past few months, but maybe that meant downsizing a little bit with the books, and then moving other books to that area, which meant it went smaller. So I don't know how's your Target typically? Is it about this size that I just showed you, or is it bigger? Yeah, I know in my local Barnes and Noble they've definitely expanded, so that's good to see. So yeah, so let me know what you're interested seeing in the future. If you want to see, let me know which other stores you'd like me to check out, and I will brave the wild and go in there. But yeah, the last thing is I did pick up the second volume. I have the first so far of Toilet-Bound Hanako-kun Volume 2. It did come with a sticker in the front. Oh, and that's the last point. The great thing is that they have 20% off the MSRP, which is awesome. So yeah, so this volume here is $13 regular, and then it was 20% off, which is so cool. I love that Target does this with most of their books, if not all of them. And let's see here. Oh yeah, anyway, and then the great thing is that the sticker is easy to take off. There was no residue left behind, which is cool. Love that. Love that you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, so that's what I was fiddling with, if you saw me earlier, with this little sticker. But yeah, so cool that they allow a 20% off discount, which is great. Always appreciated. But yeah, it's so beautiful. If you haven't read it, definitely recommend it. And if you have read it, you know why I recommend it. It's just so cool. The first volume was awesome. The art, stunning. Love the deep color ink and the beautiful drawings. It's just so stunning. The art is gorgeous and colorful. I love pastel, love green. So that's the cover there. And then the back. And that there is the spine. And then let me quickly show you the art here. We have stunning, gorgeous art. And then there's the little cover page there. There's a colored table of contents. And the first
page there. Stunning, stunning. Hopefully I'm not spoiling anything. I'll just show this first area here, just to show you the gorgeous art. But yeah, love this series so far. Definitely recommend it. All right, so yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this video was interesting to you. If it was, and if it was entertaining in any way or helpful, definitely please consider giving it a like. And I will, like I said before, try to do more of these out in the wild. Let me know what you would like to see. But yeah, I've myself mainly just done online because it's more convenient for me, and I tend to find more deals, but I will consider Target in the future for at least the big name shonen. And yeah, so I hope you had fun. If this is your thing, like I said, please give it a like. I do manga hauls and figure unboxings, anime figure unboxings and all that, and more. So yeah, so thank you for sticking it this far, for making it to the end. I so appreciate you. You're extra awesome. Anyway, thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.